Hi, I'm CQ the Watch Guy, your partner in collecting time, and today I want to talk to you about the newly released pieces from Audemars Piguet for their 150th anniversary. Let's dive in. All right, hope everybody's having an amazing day out there. I know I am. It's a beautiful day in sunny Central Florida, a little bit chilly, but we do what we got to do. It's better than being in Philadelphia or anywhere in the Northeast or the Midwest at this moment. Anyways, let's jump in. So AP turns 150 years old. Can you believe it? Time flies, right? 150th anniversary is here for AP, and we've already seen some really good releases. We're only in the beginning of March, and I expect to see a lot of releases sprinkled out throughout the year. But let's just dive in. I want to just talk about all the releases so far and just share with you my thoughts. This will probably be a little bit of a quicker video than you're used to, but maybe that's a good thing. Tell me no. I only want hour-long videos, and I will just make you hour-long videos. Anyways, I think the belle of the ball is definitely going to be the new perpetual calendar system that AP has engineered here. I believe it is the new caliber 7138. Now, this is a really, really good adjustment and improvement for perpetual calendars from Audemars Piguet. Really, really good looking watches. The biggest issue with perpetual calendars has to be setting them. I'm somebody who enjoys complicated watches, and I enjoy the intricacies of setting different perpetual calendars and complicated watches, but not everybody has the time, patience, or the want, to be honest with you, to set very complicated watches. So oftentimes you love the look of a perpetual calendar, but you don't want to look up the moon phase, you don't want to break it. You hear so many stories about people having to send watches back to service and things like that. So perpetual calendars with really simple setting systems, whether it be one pusher systems or setting systems that are all coordinated to the crown, are really, really awesome. And I found those are the perpetual calendars that get worn the most and are actually set accurately. I've seen so many people wearing very expensive perpetual calendars and don't set them. So AP did a really, really ingenious system here to give a good quality of life improvement on their perpetual calendar systems. So everything can now be set from the crown. So I'm just going to go to their website, and they have a little video that unfortunately they don't have on their YouTube channel, even though it's through YouTube. But this video, there we go, is going to explain how it works. So first position, crown is in, you're wound in upwards or clockwise. That's going to give you your manual wound. You pull it out, you move up, that's going to do your date, right? So that's your second position, one step out. You rotate down, that's going to change your month, right? Everything's simple, love it, very, very easy. Now it starts to get a little bit fun. You pull it out to the third position like normal. This does your hours and minutes. You can go backwards and forwards on this watch. Now, when they go back to the second position is where this is doing something very, very ingenious. Now your second position is controlling the day of the week and your date, which is on the perimeter of the dial. This is insane. So if you don't understand what's happening, your second position, and it controls your moon phase as well, your second position is changing what it controls depending whether you're pulling the watch out or pushing the watch, the crown in, whether you're pulling the crown out or pushing the crown in. And that is an ingenious system. There are other brands who do very, very easy to use perpetual calendars. You can go backwards and forwards, but no other brand I've ever heard of where depending the direction you're pulling out the crown, you can change different functions. And I think that is really, really awesome and a very fun and good quality of life improvement, but also very horologically important improvement for people who enjoy perpetual counters. I think this is a win. So let's get into the watches. Let's see if I can pull up some bigger pictures here for you. So really, really beautiful watch. Let's get a vertical shot here. This is the John Mayer from last year. These are all the other great perpetual calendars. They use the RD2 movement here as well. Show me the watches they're talking about today. This is from Monochrome Watches, by the way. I always like to use them because they always get really good live shot photography of their pieces. All right, so here we have the new Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar. This one's in stainless steel. So let's look at the date layout here. So we have some adjustments, right? We have a 24-hour counter here, which wasn't there before. The months and the dates is switch position. You have your leap years over here now with a beautiful little, I don't know what you call it, a half a pointer here pointing to your leap year, which is great. I don't think that you need a big old hand on the leap year because it's slowly moving. There's one thing on a perpetual calendar you're checking the least is the the month and maybe the leap year. You got your date up here at 12 o'clock. So when you look at the date, this is the controversy. This is the controversy. Before, and I'll look at an older one, it was 31 and then 1 without a dot. Now the dot represents 31. To make this happen and make the 1 center, they took the dot out of here and just gave you 7, 8. So it kind of like, it changes up the look of the dial. Now, this might be a little bit of a nitpicking situation. It's not something that I really paid too much attention to until somebody really showed me. And I don't know if I care for it. I don't know if I prefer the 31 kissing the 1. And just to show you what I mean, let's go back to one of these other perpetual calendars here, not the RD1. But here, you see the 31 is next to the 1. No vertical shots yet. So you see the 31 is right next to the 1, and then 7, and then you have a dot, sit, and that's 9 there. So yeah, I don't know how I feel, to be honest with you. It's a little thing, it's a little nitpicky type of situation, but I don't know how I feel. I don't think that would make me not buy this watch. It'd just be like a quirky thing that if I was a very big high profile AP guy, I'd be like, could you bring back the 31 for me? But I think this is a great watch. You have it in steel, and then you have it in a beautiful sand gold here. I don't know, I think maybe I like the sand gold version a little bit better. I just love the gold. I think it's beautiful. Is this sand gold? I think it's a sand gold. But beautiful, beautiful pieces. I think, they're good watches. They're right around, I think, $108,000. Let's go down to the bottom here. And of course, they do a great article. What we got? We got 109,300 in steel, 130,000 in the sand gold. I think, listen, if you're able to get these pieces at retail, I think these will do very, very well. In terms of stability to retail, I don't think these will, brick on the market or anything like that. But if you're already, in the realm of being able to get these pieces at retail, I think they're great watches. I think they're the new generation perpetual calendars, and they're good looking pieces. So they should do good. Now let's go to my favorite perpetual, this thing right here. So this is the titanium. This is a Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar, open work, 150th anniversary edition in titanium and BMG, which is bulk metal glass, which is a alloy that's 50% palladium. Very strong, gives you a really good look and luster, and I think it pairs really well with titanium. So this is using their previous movement, which still has the DNA of the JLC movement, which was the backbone of many of their perpetual calendars for quite a while now, and so good you didn't really need to change it until now. And this just gives you just beautiful aesthetics. There we go. I just want to get this big picture for you. Look at this watch. This is a beautiful, beautiful watch. I love the vintage aesthetics of the numerals here. I love that it's a sapphire dial, so you can just see through everything really good and into that beautiful, well-done movement. And the aesthetics here are just everything I want. It's just a traditional-looking perpetual calendar with a modern case, being that it's titanium and BMG. And to me, this is the one. Like, this is the one that I want in my collection. The others are great, but I think there's so many great perpetual calendars from Royal Oaks that you can really pick and choose. But this one is special. The material is special. The look is special. And I think this one will do really, really well as we see it on the market. I forgot the retail. Retail on this one is going to be $175,000. It's pricey. I don't know how to feel about retail prices sometimes, to be honest with you, because things do what they do on the secondary market. But I was having a conversation with somebody else, and it's another good collector, an enthusiast, and it's like, at a certain point, we just got to really, define what's a benchmark price for what. And I really think we're in a weird stage where some brands are looking at the pre-owned market, and they're trying to price their watches compared to the pre-owned market. I think primary market should run its own race because it's affected differently than the secondary market. That being said, I don't think this is not worth $175,000. I do think, if you're able to get this, it'll be worth that price and much more in the secondary market. I'm sure people are already asking crazy numbers for it. But, if we weren't in a environment where everything goes over retail, I would probably say 175 is a little rich for me, but it's a beautiful watch. I think a lot of people want it, so I don't blame them for pricing it high. All right, let's keep it moving. We got some Royal Oak offshores. This one in ceramic. So you're looking at this and you're like, this looks familiar. Isn't this like the Beast that they released a year or so ago? This is original Beast, and you'll notice the dial. Now I'm gonna just click this little picture here. So this is the OG Beast that came out that really solidified the offshores on the bracelet. Now there's another beautiful picture of that Beast. This is the version that came out a couple years ago, I believe last year, in full ceramic. Again, paying tribute to the Beast with that kind of vintage, neo vintage dial, that dial. And notice the petite tapestry, the small boxes on the dial. Now we have the new version, which is going to be here on the right, grand tapestry. Then they also, so you got bigger boxes on the dial. They also refined the font, you could say, and gave it basically the same font and treatment as modern offshores get. And this is the one that came out previously, and you can see this one has all those vintage aesthetics. I like this. Just the looks. I really like both watches. I probably, I don't know which one. I personally probably would get the newer version and get an old Beast. You know, if I could get one, or like one of the newer production ones, instead of having it in black ceramic, me personally. But I think it's a flip a coin. They're both great watches. I enjoy, as you guys know, I enjoy watches that are ceramic on ceramic bracelets. And I think, this is a great looking watch. And then they did a good job on it. Price wise, $86,900. It's what ceramic costs these days. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I can't really talk too much. I was looking at the other ceramics, so they do have cause man, I feel that's high, but their chrono is $78,200. So it's high, but their offshores are more than normal chronographs as well. So it is what it is. I think it's a cool watch. If it's for you, grab it. I think it's a good looker. Interested to see how these perform 3 to 4 years on the market. That's for sure. All right, let's keep it going. So we have another offshore. This one is green ceramic and black ceramic. You can't tell in this picture really well. But let's get another. Oh my gosh, you really can't tell. It's a good shot. So bezel's green, dial is green and black. The outer case is black ceramic, and then you got titanium accents on the lug plots and things like that. Nice watch, cool looking watch. Again, I'm just kind of, if you love it, go for it. I think there's just a lot of great value in offshores on the secondary market right now that I don't know if I'm rushing out or I'm pushing any of my clients to jump at this for 58,200 euros, and I think they'll probably translate it straight into dollars or around 60 grand dollars. Great watch, but I think there's a lot of other watches you could get for that price, to be honest. Even in AP, just secondary markets. I think it's a fun watch. I think it's a cool watch, but there are other APs that I think I could get at a better deal with, minus the sales tax as well. Yeah, so I'm meh on that. It's okay. It's a nice watch. All right, let's get into some Code 1159s, which I think are finding their way. They're finding their way. It's very hard for Code 1159s because they're in the same collection as the Royal Oak, and they're actually the only other collection besides the Remaster series. The only other family under Audemars Piguet umbrella is the Code 1159. So it's like when those are the only two families, it's hard for a new collection to try to strive, or hard to not be compared against the successful brother who's a valedictorian, the astronaut, all these things, and you're just trying to make it work out here. You're just trying to make life work, and that's what's going on with the Code 1159. But they're finding their way, and to me, they're aesthetically where I'd like to see them. I think a big win for them would be like an ultra thin piece or something like that. Who knows, when we get something like that. But I think slowly they're getting there. So we're going to start off heavy. This is a 38 millimeter Code 1159 self-winding flying tourbillon in sand gold. It looks white gold or platinum here, to be honest with you. This is a beautiful watch. Pardon me. This one is a beautiful watch. I love the design, clean, classy. I love the little bit of diamonds on the lugs, and I love a good tourbillon. It is pricey. I believe this one's $175. If I am right, $188. Pardon me. So closer to $200 there. But if you're somebody who's buying those type of watches, and again, you're already in the AP family and you want something from the Cool 1159 that's special, I think this watch is a good watch to look at. I think this is beautiful, it's clean, it's classy, and it's showing the evolution of the Code 1159. If you're not somebody who is in love with this watch, I wouldn't pay the price for it. I think these probably end up, discounted on the secondary market. But again, if you love it and it's gonna help you get other watches in the AP family, I think that's a watch that you can go for. Good to see Code 1159s, keeping on. So here we have another one with that newer Perpetual Calendar movement in it as well. That's in the Royal Oaks. Give me a good shot. Really nice movement, actually. Look at that on the wrist. That's a good looking watch. If this was any other brand, if this was not a Code 1159, I don't think anybody would have anything negative to say. I don't have anything negative to say about this. I think maybe if you're, you were like me and you weren't a fan of the introduction of the Code 1159 line, that's really where all my hemming and hawing comes from. But in terms of the looks of the piece, this is a watch I'd wear. I don't like it, at over 100,000, but that's the price of Perpetual Calendars. So you take away retail and like, hey, would you just wear this watch? Yes, I would wear this watch. I would enjoy this watch. I think it blends really well between casual and a little bit dressy, especially if you put this on like a croc strap or something a little bit more of a shiny leather. It plays a little bit more on the dressy side. But look at how it's being worn right now. Somebody's wearing a denim shirt, fabric strap, and you just have a really nice Perpetual Calendar. And I think the colors on this are really, really nice. And I just love the textures on the dial. So I think it's a well done watch. I think it looks good. I think, again, Code 1159, in my opinion, is finding its place and talking to more and more collectors who are more and more interested. And again, if it wasn't just the Code 1159 and the Royal Oak, I think if there were more brands like the Jules Audemars and Millenaries still existed, I think people wouldn't focus too much on the success of the Code 1159 and would let it breathe and find itself as it's doing now. But it is what it is. But I think this is a great watch. Look at that. That's a beauty. Let's keep it on going. Two other Code 1159s, time only and chronograph, using that same engraved pattern that goes from tighter lines to a little bit looser, spaced out lines on the outer edge, which I really, really love. Both of these are in stainless steel. Great watches. Again, I think they found it like this. I'd wear this all day. It's 26 and change retail. I probably prefer it under 20. But I think if you look at other time only watches from comparable brands, they're giving you what you want for the price point. Again, you can hem and haw about maybe it's a little bit too thick and you want something a little bit thinner. But I think overall, this is a good looking watch. I would wear both of these watches any day, especially on these straps. Again, it takes it out of that dress world. It's a little bit more casual. I can, take these on a trip with me, have a lot of fun. They don't scream luxury as well, right? These are good understated watches where if you know, but I would hope not. I'd pray that somebody's not knocking you over the head to steal Code 1159. I hope, but stranger things have happened. I'm just gonna get a couple more pictures because I think these are just, look at that. That's a beautiful watch. I think really they found where they need to be. These are gonna trend more than 36s. But I look at this and I could see this being a daily wear. I'm very interested to see how this performs in the secondary market because I think this has a chance to perform really, really well. In terms of, when I say perform well in the market, I mean sticking close to retail. I don't really look at, things to go over retail. I'll say, hey, I expect this to go over retail. But to me, if a watch can enter the secondary market and stay within, 15 to 20% of the retail price, that watch is performing pretty good on the secondary market. If you're seeing it for retail or above retail, it's exceeding expectations in my eyes. I really, this is a new thing where we're seeing so many models and brands go over retail. It used to be a few models here and there. So when I look at the market, I'm just looking how close that piece is performing to its last known retail price versus going over the retail price. That's kind of like, that's great, that's awesome, but it shouldn't be something that you should just outright expect. But great watch, great piece from AP there. And just the prices here, 26-1 and that one. I don't think that's a bad price. Again, I like it under 20. 36 for this. Again, it's comparable to their chronos and things like that. I would love it under 30 if I were to have it in my collection. I love it at 25, 26, to be honest with you, but kind of the price things are right now. And then to wrap it up, they just did some one-off piece uniques that I think are really, really interesting. This Grand Sonnery pieces. This is just a beautiful, like just artistic style. The pictures don't do it justice. I don't think they have live shots of these, but this is pretty just interesting looking. Carry-on sonnery, petite sonnery. So that means it's a minute repeater, but it also chimes on certain hours as well. And AP has a rich history of doing really amazing watches like that. I just think this is funky and cool. And like, if you're of this ilk, you're gonna buy it. You know, if you're a super AP collector, why not have a little bit of fun? But yeah, you know, overall, that's it for today. That's all the releases we have so far from AP. Watches and Wonders is a month away. I expect to see a lot more pump out from AP. It is a 150th anniversary. We haven't seen any time-only Royal Oaks or Royal Oak Offshores released besides the ceramic versions. So I expect to see a little bit of fun little updates all around the year coming from AP. But I think they're off to a very, very good start. Let me know what you guys think in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It supports the channel so much. If you need advice in all your watch needs, feel free to check me out or reach me at ckthewatchguy.com. And remember, my #1 rule, buy what you love. See you later.